recommended by a subscriber, George. And yeah, it's the best way to answer the question. All right. So once you have TopCat, TopCat open, you go to aircraft. Then once you're on aircraft, you go to add aircraft on your right hand. The first tab, the first button on the top is add. So you add, you add your aircraft registration. Let's say A320. Then you choose the aircraft type. Let's see, A320. You leave that, D rate. I don't really think that is really necessary for the Airbus or Aerosoft, but you can choose that. But this is more used for, let's say, a PMDG, etc., which you have D-rated thrust, and etc. So once it's set, you go to browse, then a window will pop up, and you choose you go to the location of your aircraft in your sim objects, airplane, then your aircraft folder, and then your aircraft config file. You choose that file, you press open. Once that file is chosen, all that information will be filled. You just click save. I won't save it because I already have that aircraft, so click save, and you will have one of your aircraft here. Alright, once that is done, you go to your PFPX, and you go to your top left hand corner, and you aircraft manager, aircraft database. Here you will choose your aircraft, of course, from new. Either you create your own or you choose from a template. You choose a template. You have your A320, let's say with sharklets, You click apply, and then will pop up another window, let me see if I can add the window to a window. Grab editor. Bump. So add. There you go. Okay, so you have your aircraft editor. There you add the registration, which should match the registration on your TopCat. So whatever registration you added, let's say you added the A320. So here you add A320. So your TopCat will recognize your PFPS, and TopCat will recognize which aircraft you're actually calling information for. So once that's done, that information will fill your tail number, whatever you decide, what tail number, your feet of meters, whatever you decide. Then you choose on the bottom here, you have your edit aircraft. This will contact TopCat. And once TopCat is contacted, you will get to choose the actual aircraft you want. So A320. It will choose it there. You will see the A320 on the TopCat performance tool little box. You will see that TopCat has it recognized as A320. So you click save. I'm not gonna do it because I already have it. So once all that's done, you go to add flight. One second. I gotta be adding this on the go, so bear with me. Add flight. Okay, but it's not showing. Um, add flight. Uh, okay, not sure why. Okay, you will get a window. The window will have all the information about your flight. You know, your airline, which airline you're flying with, the flight number, the from and to, which is your departure and your destination. And once all that information is set, let me see. Yeah, the one. Once all that's set, 1 second. Let me. Uh, plan flight. Here you will have all the information about your flight, etc. But always make sure that you have your weather. Whatever weather program you are using, you should have it set so PFPX will actually notice. I don't know why it's not wanting to show other windows. Oh well, it's not. Okay, so on the options of PFPX, you go to weather, and on the weathers tab, you go and you add whatever weather program you have, either if it's active sky, etc. If you have Opus, there is ways to make Opus work with PFPX, but it's very not accurate. I learned that, you know, firsthand, that it's not the most accurate calculations of winds aloft, etc. And plus another person that watches my streams actually noted that for me. So Opus and PFPX for weather, not recommended. Active sky, 100%. Alright, so once that's set, you have all your weather information, you have your departure runway and arrival runway, everything set, which can change. If you have live weather, it can always change. So you know, we will do this fast. It will set you find a route, it'll find alternates, then you hit compute. One little thing, first, before you actually go to TopCat for the landing and to takeoff and landing data, make sure you compute first. So the actual flight will be set. And the PFPX has done his calculations. Now you hand it over to TopCat. So that way, you know, it's not in between that TopCat, you know, has to enter stuff before PFPX actually finishes his work. So one after the other. That's the way I do it. So after that, you go to takeoff and landing data. Go to takeoff. Sorry, I'm not the best. Like, once you go to takeoff and takeoff performance, you will get a window. If everything has been set correctly, PFPX and TopCat will be communicating, and all the data from your takeoff and your weights and on the weather, everything will be in the window, which will pop up. That is TopCat, the integration to PFPX. So once you get your calculation, you calculate, you add your options, the takeoff or your optimum flaps configuration, thrust configuration, air conditioning, anti-ice, etc., etc. If you have them options on or off, runway, the conditions of the runway, and everything in that window. You choose your options, you hit calculate. Once it has calculated, It will let you know if it's a good calculation or not. Then you hit apply. Once it apply, it gives you all the data right here that you need. This is your takeoff conditions, the runway, departure and runway, the conditions of the runway, the configuration for your takeoff, this V speeds for your takeoff, and your VOR for engines out. All the information is here. But there is a thing. If you want to print this out, if you want the most information on your printout, you will want to have performance data checked and let not EDS but PFPX write the flight plan, because you have like it's two options, EDS and PFPX. I don't really know what EDS is, but PFPX is the best. So once you get all that done, let's say you have your landing calculations. Same thing goes for landing performance. A window will pop up. You choose all your options, whatever conditions you are landing. If it's a wet runway, after you check your weather. If it's a wet, dry, full config flaps, whatever options you're choosing. Once you're set them, you calculate. Once calculated, you apply. Once applied, once again, the information will pop up on your flight plan, which is the landing data. It will have arrival and runway. Then you have your runway conditions, and then you have your which I'm sorry to say, by the way, this runway conditions right here are mostly set by you a lot of the times. So this is not only the QNH and the weather, but the runway dry or wet, that is set by the user, by the pilot. So keep that in mind. Information you are being set by your weather is from the temperature, QNH, and wind speeds, and you have your configs once again, and your landing speeds, your approach and VREF. Then you have your engines out, VOR, frequencies, etc. So once you get, let's say you update data, so it can update the flight plan, you release. Once you release, then you have this option to print flight plan. Either you print it to a PDF, or you print it into a, you print it out as a printout. Your choice. Me, I use it as a PDF. I put it on another monitor, and this is what you'll get. Same information as you did with the in PFPX. Same information. Same information that you get here. It's the same information that you get on your printout here. So your Q and H and your wind speeds. Q and H, wind speeds and weather and temperature. Same below. But always double check before takeoff, and you know where your ATIS, and before landing, so you can get the most accurate weather, and you know, happy landings and happy flying, and hope this helps. Sorry, I'm not the best tutorial guy, but hope this helps.